The Daily Jaffa, number 1 for news, number 1 for sport, still as competitive, 35 pence. Swansea, shocked. Gary Monk went on record, if the West Ham manager Locke keeps his team playing that way, then the big boys will be in for a shock. They played us off the park in every position, with high energy attacking and classy football. I feel they will finish in the top 7 or top 6 this season. Locke shocked at West Brom. Transfer window joy. As soon as Saido Berahino had signed his contract, West Ham manager John Locke went straight on record and stated, "Picking up such a talent like Saido for 600,000 is a bargain. The lad can become one of the best players this country has produced, and I think West Brom will regret the sale." With Locke and the Hammers fans happy with the new signing, it appears the West Brom fans are still coming to terms with losing a fan favourite. It was clear that Locke has fully settled into his role and as he seemed very relaxed and more than happy to talk about the transfer window business the club had completed in January. When approached about the players and scouting, Locke had this to say, "I have the best scouts in Europe and the world, and I'm not kidding. They keep me updated on a daily basis with in-depth reports." When asked Locke about his trip to Moscow, he said, "Yeah, I forgot how cold Russia can be, but our scout George was recently promoted after a party we had, and we sent a lad to Russia. He seemed to like the vodka. Anyway, he delivered a real bargain, and I feel that usic Coolidge will become a legendary player at the club." We caught up with David Gold, who said Locke has shown so much class and experience in the transfer market as the club is embarking on new history. Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode 19 of our career mode with West Ham United. I hope you enjoyed the Daily Jaffa, some great stories coming out of the Daily Jaffa. As you know, we are playing Manchester United at home. United sit top of the table on 52 points from 23 games. We are in 7th position, and we have turned around that goal difference, which has been very important to me because I feel we deserve a plus goal difference. We've defended a lot better than our statistics would probably suggest. So the team we're going with is, of course, Adrian, Jenkins, Tompkins, Collins, Krezers, Kulate, Song, Morrison, down in Valencia, and Jarvo, the mighty Jarvo. So happy to have Jarvo back. He's such a good player. He's such an important player, and a player we desperately need. Hopefully, Mark Noble will be back soon. We need that Cockney genius in the side. So it was West Ham who didn't kick off. It was Manchester United who kicked off from right to left. And as you can see, straight away, they were straight onto us. But great interception, great player, beautiful ball down the line from Alex Song into Jarvo. He plays a delightful ball around the corner into Valencia. And Valencia went for the early shot there. Didn't really get any power in it. And it was a simple save for the Manchester United keeper. And Song with the shot there, blocked by Vidal. I mean, that was an amazing block. Collins doesn't deal with it properly. That gives an error for Tompkins. Tompkins just failed to deal with it. Wayne Rooney comes inside, hits the post, back to Van Persie, off the keeper and in the bottom corner. A really unbelievable and I felt quite a harsh goal to concede because we started the brighter, but it was a bit of a cock-up between Collins and Tompkins, not clearing their lines, failing to deal with what I would consider a simple ball, but it's one of those things. Regardless of that, February the 10th, Tuesday evening, if you're making your trip down to Southampton, beware there is roadworks just before the turn-off for Southampton. For the turn-off we need to make, there is roadworks, so there will be delay, so make sure you prep your journey in plenty of time. If you need to skive an afternoon off work, do so. Get down there, follow the boys, Downing with the ball, knocking it inside into Ravel Morrison. Nice little turn, outdoes Vidal, pings one off, and unfortunately that is just over the bar. But beautiful play yet again from Ravel Morrison. He really is a sensational player. I really do love him. Playing so well this season for me personally. But as you can see, we're defending resiliently. Bit of a poor clearance there, allows Luke Shaw to pick up the ball again. Again, we put a nice little tackle in, but Juan Mata manages to get the ball into Van Persie, who literally with the outside of his left foot puts it in the far corner, unfortunately. I thought we were defending really well there, but it was the ball from Mata into Van Persie, and that was enough for Manchester United to increase their lead to 2-0. But Song, with the ball, gets fouled in my opinion, comes to Ravel Morrison, and again he goes for that top corner, but unfortunately it's just over the bar. But I do feel that was a bit of a foul on Alex Song there. I'm not sure why the referee didn't give it, but we went in at half-time trailing 2-0 to 2 Van Persie goals, 2 lucky goals in my opinion. But that's the way football goes, unfortunately. But United came out really, really strong in the early part of the second half, applying a lot of pressure, looking for that third goal to kill the game off. But we're extremely resilient, extremely stout, and playing extremely well as Ravel Morrison with a nice little roulette down the byline, gets that cross in, and unfortunately Valencia cannot connect with it and stick it in the top corner. But as you can see, Song, he's not looking too happy as he's being brought off. We're bringing on Zarate, the Korea, and Chalobah, to two of them making their actual debuts. But Zarate picking up that ball from deep, plays a delightful ball into Downing, fires the shot, and a great save again from the Manchester United keeper. We really did apply the pressure, we just didn't get too much luck. But Kare with a nice roulette plays a delightful ball into Valencia, that South American talent that we all love and adore. Zarate picks the ball up and then is taken out by Jones. I really do feel the elbow into the face to knock him down is disgraceful. Should have been a penalty, the referee didn't award it. What can you do as Chalobah knocks the ball into Zarate? And again, Zarate fails to score, which is really, really disappointing. Really disappointing. When is he going to score a goal? I just do not know. But a mistake by Manchester United gives the ball to Lezz, but unfortunately the referee does blow that full-time whistle and we lose 2-0. And the man of the match for me had to have been Cole Jenkinson. He was solid as a rock from start to finish. Really played really well. The goals weren't his fault, to be fair. They were down to centre half errors. But for me, he done really, really well. And as you can see, we have two young men coming into our team. We didn't get the emails for episode 18. I do not know why. They came after the Manchester United game in episode 19, which is obviously today's episode. So they will be signing contracts and playing for the club. Of course, Kare has signed his extension, which I'm overjoyed with. Absolutely overjoyed that he's extended his contract. He really is a solid player. We're now sitting in 7th still, which is okay, but we have got -1 on the goal difference, which I'm really disappointed in. It's going to be a tough game against Southampton because they're a very good football inside, and we really have changed up our team. Yaskalainen, Demille, Burke, Chambers, O'Brien, Poyet, Chalobah, Berahino, Correa, Zarate and Sakho making their, a few players making their actual full debuts. Like Burke coming into the side, which is fantastic, and Chambers. We've had to really rely on our faith in the youth in this game because we only had a day and a half before this game and a few of the boys were absolutely knackered and I can't risk overplaying them. As you can see, Zarate with all the skills, he got a nice little scoop turn in there as well as a roulette, but unfortunately the shot lacked any power, and I'm really looking towards Zarate to lead the boys and play an important role. As you can see, he picked the ball up there but gave it away. Then in came Chalobah, and of course the referee awards a free kick. Really disappointed about that because I don't think it was a foul. I think it was a 50-50 challenge. We were a bit stronger and that's the way it was, but unfortunately, well, I should say, fortunately for us, Southampton took the quick free kick. None of our players reacted. Chambers and Reece Burke were just literally standing there like wet tissue and didn't react, unfortunately, and we nearly conceded a sloppy goal. But nice build-up play there from Sakho, knocking it out to Saida Berahino, who, as you know, we picked up for 600k, which is mental. He knocks it inside to Zarate. Zarate into Chalobah. Chalobah plays a beautiful ball onto Correa. Correa with the South American flair and flamboyance, which we might have to get him to tone down because that was a silly position to do it in. This is not South America. He's got to be playing a lot better in the Premier League. He's going to get hit a lot harder as Demille bombs forward, but unfortunately his left foot is not gifted and the pass is actually quite poor, which is a real shame because we had a nice looking counter-attack on at that particular point. But the game ends at half-time with a 0-0 scoreline. Going into the second half, I gave the boys, you've got to be positive. The lads have got to be positive. I've got faith in their ability. That's why they're on the pitch. That's why they're wearing the shirt. Hopefully they would deliver in the second half. But with shots like that from Zarate, I do not feel that we can. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to haul him off because he started off brightly for the first 25-35 minutes. And then he's just deteriorated and gone downhill for me, in my personal opinion, as Pele goes down from a tackle from Reece Burke. I do feel that was a little bit harsh on the referee. It's a man's game, it's a 50-50 tackle, but Pele just seemed to go down a little bit too easily. So a nice free kick from Tadic, and a great save from Jerzy Yaskalainen to push it onto the bar, and we do manage to clear the ball. And enough was enough. I did take off Zarate and bring on Ricardo Vastey. I'm not 100% sure Zarate's going to be too pleased, but at the end of the day, his performance didn't, he just wasn't good enough on the pitch. He needed to get off. And I did touch on this in episode 18 about the potential of Poyet and Chalobah as a midfield partnership. And it's just beautiful. Diego Poyet comes in, gets the ball, in my opinion, knocks it for Chalobah, who pushes down Wanyama as well. Them two could be a right deadly duo. It really could be a right deadly duo. I took off Chalobah, brought on George Moncur. Chalobah was looking absolutely shattered. He non-stop ran for literally the 72 minutes he was on the pitch. I also took off Sakho and I thought I'd get some pace on the pitch, try and nick a goal with Enna Valencia. See if we can pick up the 3 points. But great play from Poyet in the centre of the park. just holding on to the ball, plays it delightfully into O'Brien. O'Brien to Chambers. Chambers with a very slack pass forward, allows Pele into it, but we are closing him down with Reece Burke. A great shot onto the bar, absolutely ridiculous, but Chambers should have heeded the warning. You know, you can't turn off for a second. You cannot turn off for a second. Great play by Southampton, bringing the ball in. George Moncur lunges it on Ward-Prowse, and the referee deems that to be a penalty. I'm 50-50. I do feel that Moncur got a bit of the ball. The referee obviously clearly doesn't. He gave him a booking as well to boot. But, you know, I feel that Moncur, it was a ball that he had to go for. I felt he got a little bit. He got a bit of the ball. He got a bit of the player. And unfortunately, the referee deemed it to be a penalty kick, which is it's disappointing from my point of view because we've done so well. The boys had done so well. And remember, we're essentially playing our youth side with only a couple of old heads on the pitch. Victor Wanyama with the penalty, and he unfortunately does score. Jääskeläinen went the right way, but neglected to put his hands up to stop the ball. One of those things, and it's very, very disappointing, as I do feel we deserved a point. If not, definitely not all three, but I do feel we deserved a point in the game. And as you can see, the game will finish with Southampton winning 1-0. So that's back-to-back defeats, the highs and the lows of the last few weeks. We lost 2-0 to Arsenal. We had a nice little draw against, I can't remember, West Brom. We had the 0-0 draw. We then had the high of winning 1-0 against Hull and the 3-0 against Swansea. And then it's followed up with back-to-back losses. But my man of the match, yet another defender, O'Brien, which is very disappointing. I was hoping one of the young lads would step up to the plate, but unfortunately they didn't on that occasion. Winnie Reid has accepted his contract, which is absolutely fantastic. And that is integral to our future plans. And of course, the Cockney genius is back.
I used to dream about cars and things, about being a star.